Good evening from Washington. I'm Larry O'Connor, and last night we had some extraordinary debates here as we run up to the midterm elections, and we've got full coverage of them. Kurt Schlichter is going to talk about that debate in Pennsylvania, David Marcus, the New York governor's race. But something else happened yesterday, something that got lost in the shuffle. Former Speaker of the House, former vice presidential nominee Paul Ryan appeared on Fox Business Channel with Stuart Varney, and he said something extraordinary. Here, watch.
Is Donald Trump electable in 2024, bearing in mind that you have a history with Mr. Trump?
Yeah, bear in mind, I do have everybody knows our feelings toward each other, I guess I'd say. My point is, we're going to want to win so badly, we're going to want to beat Biden and the Democrats in 2024, that we won't nominate Trump because we want to win. The new swing voter in American politics is the suburban voter. And it's really clear the suburban voter doesn't like Trump, but they like Republicans. So I think anybody not named Trump, I think, is so much more likely to win the White House for us. And it's sort of like what the Democrats did. They went from Dean to John Kerry in 2004. They went from Bernie to Hillary in 2016. They went from Bernie and Elizabeth Warren to Joe Biden to win in 2020. I think the same thing's going to be for us. We're going to want to win the White House so badly and beat the Democrats. And we know we're so much more likely to lose with Trump because of the fact that he's not popular with suburban voters, that we're going to want to win. And that's why I think we got a great stable of candidates, any of whom are really capable of not just getting the nomination, but winning the general election.
Are you a DeSantis guy?
I like all of them. Look, I'm not one of these things. I like Ron. I like Glenn Youngkin. I like Mike Pompeo, Nikki Haley, Mike Pence, you name it. Any one of these candidates would make a fine president, and most importantly, will win the White House. And why would we want to risk giving the nomination to somebody that we know? We haven't lost, my party hasn't lost this much this fast than we had with Trump. We lost the House, the Senate, and the White House in the span of 2 years. I don't want to repeat that. I want to win. And that's why I think we're going to nominate somebody who can win.
Now, maybe it's me, but Paul Ryan telling you that you can't win if you nominate Donald Trump is, well, it's a little troubling, isn't it? Considering the fact that he had his chance to win a nationwide ticket with Mitt Romney, and, well, he lost. And Donald Trump actually did win when he was on the ticket back in 2016. So what's really going on here? And why would somebody as influential and respected as Paul Ryan be throwing down with this anybody but Trump narrative this early on? I mean, we haven't even had the midterm elections yet. No one has even declared their candidacy for the presidency in 2024. And Paul Ryan is already saying that he won't accept Donald Trump. I mean, he's making Never Trump happen again. And it didn't really work last time, did it? Why? What's going on here? Well, let's dissect this a little bit. First, he had this thing to say about suburban voters. Let's see that.
The new swing voter in American politics is the suburban voter. And it's really clear the suburban voter doesn't like Trump, but they like Republicans.
Now, listen. That may be true, I suppose. I guess it depends on what suburb you're talking about. And I agree. I think for the most part, suburban voters do like Republicans. And I also think suburban voters really don't like what's going on in this country right now. You know what? Suburban voters don't like being separated from their children with discussions of their gender identity or their sexuality. The suburban voters don't like their teachers keeping sexual secrets from them with their children. That's a problem. And I think even if President Trump is on the ticket again, they may overlook some mean tweets to actually set this country back on course. But there's another thing that was said here that I think everyone should pause and pay attention to. Paul Ryan kept saying something about, we won't nominate Donald Trump. We won't do that. Here, watch.
My point is, we're going to want to win so badly, we're going to want to beat Biden and the Democrats in 2024, that we won't nominate Trump because we want to win.
We won't nominate Trump. Who is we, Mr. Ryan? Who is we? Those words, that delivery, that sentiment, doesn't it sort of, it sends the message that there's a small number of people who are deciding these things in some room in Washington, D.C. We don't have smoke-filled rooms anymore. We, the people, we Republicans, we the registered Republicans who vote in primaries and caucuses, we're the ones who make these decisions. We're the ones who decide who gets nominated for president and who didn't. Did he sleep Through 2016, he may have. Back in 2016, we had a lot of people going on television and saying we won't nominate Donald Trump. Those same people, after they were wrong about the nomination, then said we won't elect Donald Trump as president. We will never see Donald Trump as president of the United States. We were wrong. Well, we weren't wrong. Those we's were wrong. So doesn't it bother you that he's standing up here now, October of 2022, fully 2 years before the next presidential election, and he's predicting we won't nominate Donald Trump? Well, Mr. Ryan, you don't have much say in what we decide to do. Unless, of course, there's something else going on here. Paul Ryan lists a bunch of other Republicans that he thinks would be superior to Donald Trump. Let's take a look at that list.
And that's why I think we got a great stable of candidates, any of whom are really capable of not just getting the nomination, but winning the general election.
Are you a DeSantis guy?
I like all of them. Look, I'm not one of these things. I like Ron. I like Glenn Youngkin. I like Mike Pompeo, Nikki Haley, Mike Pence, you name it. Any one of these candidates would make a fine president, and most importantly, will win the White House. And why?
Yeah, because winning's most important. We can never win with Donald Trump. Paul Ryan kept putting that same message out there. You know, on paper, Paul Ryan, if this were 10 years ago, would be the perfect candidate for the Republican nomination. I mean, think about it. For decades, that's what we Republicans did. You know, it's Bob Dole's turn. He's got the resume. It's John McCain's turn. He's got the resume. It's Mitt Romney's turn. He's got the resume. But look at Paul Ryan. He's a former Speaker of the House. He's a former vice presidential candidate. It's his turn. Why wasn't his name on the list? I mean, if he's so sure that Donald Trump can't win, then why doesn't he do what politicians are supposed to do when they feel strongly about something? Why isn't he including his own name in that list? I mean, come on, Paul Ryan, step up. Show us something. If you want to stop Donald Trump, there's an easy way to do it. Run for office. But he's not, is he? Wonder why? You know, one other thing rubbed me the wrong way. Maybe it rubbed you the wrong way, too. A lot of people know this. I don't think it's a secret. You know what Paul Ryan's job is right now, right? I mean, he sits on the boards of a lot of very wealthy corporations. One of those boards is News Corporation, Fox News' parent company. This is a board member of Fox News on one of Fox News' television networks, Fox Business, laying down a marker and proclaiming that Trump is not acceptable, that we won't nominate Trump, that we can't get behind Trump, that we can't win with Trump. What is this telling us about where Fox News is right now? I mean, I would think that Fox News is going to be an important platform for the exchange of ideas and interviews of candidates and hearty debates about where the Republican Party and the nation is going to head. It doesn't seem wise for them to already throw down in the Never Trump camp, for someone as prominent as Paul Ryan, a board member of that corporation, to basically proclaim on their network that Trump is a non-starter. I mean, where does that leave Fox News? Where does that leave Fox News viewers? It's something to contemplate. I will say this, you won't see that sort of thing here. Not on O'Connor tonight, and pretty sure not on Salem News Channel.